Well, it seems like we're in the midst of another Phillies September collapse. Yo, what is going on, everybody? Welcome to Phillies Hot Stove Media and to recap on last night's game between the Phillies and the Toronto Blue Jays as the Phillies lose 18-11 to the Blue Jays. There's no reasonable explanation to score 11 runs and lose a baseball game. And I guess we're bringing in this subscribe if you haven't yet. Please share the bell. Please like this video, comment on this video, share this video, and let's get into this. So this offense certainly was showing up last night. Kyle Schwarber belts his 40th tank of the season. And JT Muto has a 5-for-5 night with hitting his 20th home run of the season to go along with now 80 RBIs. So JT Muto, he is having quite the season, ladies and gentlemen. What a turnaround season, and I'm very proud of him for doing that. But when you score 11 runs, you have to make sure you win that game. And guess what? We didn't, right? Of course, we were down 6-0 at one point, and I give this Phillies offense a lot of credit for not giving up. We kept battling back and trying to stay in the ball game, and I really commend them for doing that. I think that's awesome. But boy, oh boy, this pitching staff is an absolute joke. Kyle Gibson, he is an absolute disaster. Rhys Hoskins with, another error last night. The king of errors. All this guy does is just make errors. His 12th of the season, Bryson Stott makes 2 for his 4th and 5th errors of the season. And Kyle Schwarber, I don't know how in the world he was not marked as an error on that one. I mean, just totally misses a fly ball out in left field. And then on the very next AB, there's a little shallow fly ball hit out to left field. And if he would have ran full speed, he would have caught it. And he was moping in, and it dropped right in front of him. I mean, just lazy. I can't stand that kind of play. And, of course, that's not going to show up on the box score, but it's definitely going to show up in my video, and I'm definitely going to bring it up in my video. That's where you're going to hear it. So we pick up the scoring summary here in the top of the first inning. Matt Chapman, the former Oakland A, homers on a fly ball to left field, a 3-run blast that scores Guerrero Jr. and Kirk. And it's now 3-0 Toronto. So Chapman's 27th homer of the season. There's something about former Oakland A players going against the Phils. Matt Olson, Matt Chapman. It's a common theme for whatever reason. Why? So I just can't stand the Blue Jays. I'm so tired of losing to these guys. Every single time they play us, they absolutely destroy us. And luckily, we were able to somewhat minimize the laugher last night. I wouldn't say last night was a laugher win for them. It was a slugfest. A lot of offense, clearly. This is going to be a very long scoring summary. That is for sure. Then we pick it up here in the top of the second inning. This was when errors and mistakes, they come back and bite you. As George Springer singles on a line drive to left field, Danny Jansen crosses the plate, and the Blue Jays now lead by 4. So Cavan Biggio and Danny Jansen. Of course, Danny Jansen was the one that hit that fly ball to left field. Schwarber missed it in the lights. And then Cavan Biggio hit that little blue fly ball to left field, and Schwarber was moping in, and he wasn't hustling. I mean, how in the world do you let both of those balls drop? And it led to a run. So mistakes lead to runs. There's consequences to every action. We pick it up here in the same inning. Alejandro Kirk singles on a ground ball to center field. Cavan Biggio crosses the plate. This is now 5-0 Toronto. So there you go. 2 runs right there. 2 runs that shouldn't have scored if the Phillies just would have made fundamentally sound plays. If Kyle Schwarber just would have caught that fly ball by Cavan Biggio, and if he just would have caught that fly ball by Danny Jansen, and wouldn't have lost it in the lights. I understand we're all human, but it just seems like it's just a common theme with this team to make so many mistakes like that. Then we pick it up here in the top of the third inning. The Blue Jays get another one as Danny Jansen doubles on a fly ball to left field. Teoscar Hernandez comes around to score. That was Jansen's 7th double of the season, and it's now 6-0 Blue Jays. So Danny Jansen certainly was doing a good amount of damage last night. Everybody in this Blue Jays lineup was doing a lot of damage last night, especially when you have Jackie Bradley Jr. Who? I mean, seriously? I mean, this was just a joke. Then we pick it up here in the bottom of the 4th inning. The Phillies get on the board. Bryson Stott reaches on an infield single, and Bryce Harper comes around to score the first run of the ball game for the Phils, and it's now a 6-1 ball game. I like guys to put the ball in play, and this is why he should be in the leadoff spot, in my opinion. I've been saying that for a while now, and it seems like no one really wants to hear me out on that one because they're just going to keep putting Kyle Schwarber in that leadoff spot. I mean, my gosh, of course, he did hit the 3-run tank last night when there actually were runners on base, but you have the best home run hitter, you're going to put him in the leadoff spot. We pick it up here in the top of the 5th inning. Danny Jansen does it again as he singles on a line drive to right field. Matt Chapman crosses the plate, and it's now a 7-1 ball game. So so the Blue Jays get that run right back. So now we're just down by 6 once again. Then we pick it up here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Dalton Guthrie homers on a fly ball to left center field. His first career home run. Congratulations to him for doing it. I mean, that's a big accomplishment. So he gets his first one out of the way. Now, it didn't really take him too long. You got to remember, he's had 11 at-bats in the big leagues. So congratulations to Dalton Guthrie. First home run off of Ross Stripling, a solo shot. Then we pick it up here in the same inning. Rhys Hoskins doubles on a sharp line drive to left field. Matt Vierling crosses the plate, and it's now a 7-3 ball game. So the Phillies are starting to make some noise. I was just sitting there thinking, like, I just don't think we're going to win this game. At least we're trying to minimize the laugher a little bit, right? I mean, at least we're not making it look as ugly. Hoskins with his 28th double of the season. Then we pick it up here in the same inning. Bryce Harper singles on a ground ball to right field. Kyle Schwarber crosses the plate, and it's now a 7-4 ball game. So we're chipping away bit by bit, thinking like, hey, it's only the bottom of the 5th inning. We're only down by 3. So this is doable, but honestly, I just had a feeling that the pitching staff would just continue to allow more and more runs, and that's exactly what happened. Of course, the Blue Jays would go on to score 11 more runs after this point. Then we pick it up here in the same innings. JT Mewtwo had a wonderful night last night, a huge bright spot in last night's loss. He singles on a line drive the other way to right field. Rhys Hoskins comes around to score, and it's now a 7-5 ball game. So now it's just a 2-run game, just like that. We trailed 6-0, trailed 7-1, and now it's a 7-5 ball game, just like that. So how about that? I mean, of course, we knocked Ross Stripling out of the game in that bottom of the 5th inning, and we pick it up here in the top of the 6th inning, of course. Alejandro Kirk grounds out the second, as George Springer comes around to score, and it's now an 8-5 ball game. So, of course, they have to get one of those runs right back. That's always how it has to go. And then we pick it up here in the top of the 7th inning. Ramil Tapia triples on a line drive to right field. Oscar Hernandez comes around to score, and it's now 9-5 Toronto. So they have a 4-run lead now. We're just slowly letting these guys, get way ahead of us again. That was Tapia's second triple of the season. And we pick it up here in the same inning. Connor Brogdon throws a wild pitch as Tapia crosses the plate, and it's now a 10-5 ball game. So they have a 5-run lead now. I mean, you had a little hope when it was 7-5. You had a lot of hope, and then of course the bullpen has to ensure that the Blue Jays would go way ahead once again. You know what I mean? It's just so frustrating to watch this team day in and day out. Then we pick it up here in the top of the 8th inning. Oscar Hernandez singles on a line drive to right field. Bo Bichette comes around to score. It's 11-5 Blue Jays. So this was like batting practice. It was batting practice. Sam Coonrad has just been an absolute disaster. I mean, I can't imagine that he'll be back next season. I just can't. And Ramil Tapia doubles on a line drive to left field. Alejandro Kirk and Matt Chapman cross the plate, and it's now 13-5 Toronto. So you thought it couldn't get any worse. They just kept piling it on. Then we pick it up here in the same inning once again. Calvin Biggio grounds out the second as Teoscar Hernandez crosses the plate, and it's now 14-5 Blue Jays. So they now lead by 9. I mean, everybody was booing and leaving at that point. Everybody was just clearing out of the ballpark as they should. And we pick it up here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Dalton Guthrie, batting with the bases loaded, draws a walk as JT Real Mewtwo crosses the plate, and it's now a 14-6 ball game. So it's a shame our pitching staff was just so awful last night because our offense was just coming alive. It's just frustrating. Where were these runs in the Braves series? Yes, I understand we're going against Fried, Strider, or Rizzi. I understand we weren't going against the easiest guys in the world, but I mean, where were these runs in the Braves series? I mean, it's just so frustrating. Then we pick it up here in the same inning. Matt Vierling grounds out the second as Outbom comes around to score, and it's now a 14-7 ball game. So it just was like, it almost was like even more maddening to see us score all these runs because you knew in the back of your head, hey, I mean, if we just would have done the job, on the mound, we would have been in a really good position to win this game, 100%. Then we pick it up here in the same inning. Kyle Schwarber homers on a fly ball to right field. A 3-run blast that also scores Bryson Stott and Matt Vierling. Schwarber's 40th home run of the season. He's the last Philly to hit 40 home runs in a season since Ryan Howard in 2009. So congratulations to Kyle Schwarber on that accomplishment. So now 14-10 Toronto. So it's just, oh my gosh, it just is like, are you serious? Then we pick it up here in the top of the 9th inning. Alejandro Espinal singles on a line drive to center field. Bo Bichette crosses the plate, and it's now 15-10 Blue Jays off of Brad Hand. And then in the same inning, Jackie Bradley Jr. Yes, you heard me right. Jackie Bradley Jr., the same guy that was released from the Boston Red Sox a guy that just can't hit anything. Of course, he's a very good defender, but he's a terrible offensive player. He homers on a fly ball to right center field, a 3-run blast that scores Gabriel Montero and Espinal. That was Bradley Jr.'s 4th homer of the season. It's now 18-10. So you knew something wasn't right when Brad Hand allows a 3-run blast to Jackie Bradley Jr. That is embarrassing. You cannot let that happen. Then we pick it up here in the bottom of the 9th inning. JT Realmuto homers on a fly ball to center field, his 20th home run of the season. Congratulations to him for doing that, and it's now an 18-11 ball game. So that is exhausting. So that would be your final mercy. 18-11 Blue Jays to take the first game of this quick 2-game series. Kyle Schwarber out of the leadoff spot. Hits a 3-run home run last night, collecting his 40th tank of the season, as I just mentioned before. 84 RBIs now. OPS now sits at 800. Grease Hoskins collects a double last night for his only hit of the night. Bryce Harper collects 2 singles last night, of course, one being an RBI single. Also scores one of the Phillies runs, the first run of the ball game for the Phillies. And JT Muto has a 5-for-5 night. He was incredible. Of course, it's very interesting. The Phillies haven't lost a game in which a player had 5+ hits and a home run since September 13th, 1958, when Harry Anderson went 5-for-5 with 4 RBIs and a 6-5 loss to the New York Giants. And of course, Willie Mays played center field for the Giants on that day at Connie Mack Stadium. So think about that. That's how long that has been. So leave it up to the Phillies to have an embarrassing stat like that. As Alec Boehm collects a single last night as well. So, of course, he's primarily a single hitter, so what do you expect? And Bryson Stott also collecting an infield single last night. He's also able to collect an RBI on that one as well. And Gene Segura collects a single last night. A lot of one-hit games out of this Phillies lineup. Despite, guys like Kyle Schwarber, Bryce, and, of course, the BCIB, JT Muto, and Dalton Guthrie. It's his first major league home run last night. Congratulations. What a big accomplishment. So I love to see that. Matt Fearing gets to start out in right and would later move on to play center as he collects a knock last night as well. So 15 hits on 11 runs for the Phillies, while the Blue Jays have 21 hits on 18 runs. Kyle Gibson, 5 innings, 12 hits, 7 runs. All 7 were earned, 1 walk and 3 strikeouts, a 4.71 ERA. So this guy is a joke. He's absolutely terrible. I am so ready for this guy to leave. He's just been very disappointing. He's so hot and cold. And yes, I understand the heads-up play with Schwarber, not catching those 2 balls he should have caught. Certainly did play, a bit of a factor in this one. 100% it did. But his stuff was just like, he was just throwing batting practice, just throwing pitches right over the middle part of the plate. And of course, what do you expect to happen when you're playing a team that has the top seed in the AL wild card? In the Toronto Blue Jays. So what do you expect to happen? Zach Eflin in inning 1 hit, 1 run was not earned because of the errors. Of course, by Bryson Stott, 2 strikeouts as well. And Connor Brogdon in inning 2 hits, 2 runs, all 2 were earned, 1 walk and 1 strikeout. He just continues to look terrible. I'm really, really worried about this team all the way around. Brad Hand, a third of an inning, 3 hits, 4 runs, only 3 of them were earned. 2.80 ERA for Brad Hand. I mean, this guy has been terrible recently. I'm very disappointed with him. All season long he looked very, very strong, and now he's starting to fall apart. I mean, there's no secret. He's definitely looked extremely shaky. Over his last 7 appearances, an 8.44 ERA. Over his last 15 appearances, a 4.73 ERA. So the numbers prove it. This guy has been extremely shaky as of late, and I just don't really know if you could trust him. All right, Garrett Stubbs, 2/3 of an inning there in the top of the 9th inning to collect the final 2 outs as he collects his strikeout. So that's pretty pathetic. I mean, when you have a position player coming in and having probably a better line than anybody coming out of your bullpen in those 2/3 innings of work. So that would be your final, just unwatchable. Of course, thankfully, the New York Mets did defeat the Brewers. I find it weird for me to be rooting for the Mets, but hey, you have to. I mean, how can you not? But unfortunately, the Padres win again. They're 4th straight against the St. Louis Cardinals. It's certainly frustrating. They're now 1.5 above us. And the Milwaukee Brewers remain 2.5 below us. So we're on a 5-game losing streak. We've been playing terrible baseball. So we need to get back on track. This is just terrible. So guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Please subscribe if you haven't yet. Please turn on that notification bell. Please like this video, comment on this video, share this video. Check out the social media link in the description section at Phillies Hats Media, Instagram, Facebook. Follow me on Twitter at Piazza Media. Card text 267-225-3392. Email me phillieshatsmedia@gmail.com. So guys, thanks so much for watching. I'm Luke, and I'll talk to y'all later. Let's go Phils. I'll see you guys.